On this Valentine's Day, we have quite a love story to share about two doctors who both work at Texas Children's Hospital. They met there 40 years ago and are celebrating their 38th wedding anniversary. This is a rare sighting in the halls of Texas Children's Hospital. Patients and their families seldom see this power couple together. Dr. Jeff Dreyer is the medical director of the heart transplant program, while Dr. Zoanne Dreyer is the clinical director of the long-term survivor clinic and the cancer center. They're usually in different parts of the hospital, playing their important roles of saving lives. They like the reaction, though, when others find out they're married.
Our personalities are quite different, as you might guess, because you know me, and I'm out there, and he's much more serious and quiet. Typically, people will say, well, you guys are married? It's like...
4 decades ago, when they were both trainees at TCH, their potential love story was questionable. The first time they saw each other at a party in 1984.
And I asked her to dance, you know, people are dancing and so forth. And I asked her to dance, and so she is dancing with me a little bit, but then she almost immediately passes me off to another resident that in her program, right? And because she is there with this medical student, right?
What can I say?
Luckily, a second chance would spring to life a few months later, and the rest, as they say, is history. Within 2 years, they got married. While busy schedules can be a contention in many marriages, not an issue here.
The thing that really works well for us is we know what our worlds are. There's no expectation that I'm going to be home at 7 or he's going to be home at 7, and nobody gets mad when the other one gets home at 9. It's just, you know, that's just the way it goes, because the patients come first. Seriously. I mean, after our son.
That was definitely a milestone in their marriage, the moment they signed the adoption papers for their beloved son, Taylor.
So we were one of the early open adoptions here in Houston, and he was born in St. Luke's.
And now they have a darling granddaughter.
She is probably one of the biggest blessings in our life, because she's just delightful, and she's still a little girl.
They both share a passion for their family and their patients. While Dr. Jeff is at the top of his own career, he stands in awe of his wife.
I can't imagine that there is a physician in this hospital that cares more about their patients than she does. And she goes to great lengths. I admire very much, and even am a little bit envious of just how loved she is by her patients and her families.
My own family has experienced that. We sure adore her. She treated my son Caleb for leukemia and was supportive of our entire family, even at summer camp. From time to time, the Dryers even team up to treat patients.
He is so helpful to me in taking care of my patients. You know, I probably have more of my patients that get heart issues than he has of his that get cancer, but we still share those. And we've shared them for years.
A true love story unfolding at Texas Children's Hospital. And here they are live in the studio with us. Welcome to Houston's Morning Show. I have been working with you on stories for almost 25 years, which is unbelievable. And certainly you own my heart. You've done so much for my family. But I still remember the first time I interviewed you, Dr. Dreyer. I didn't know you were married. And so I was so impressed with you. And then the PR person at Texas Children's said, hey, by the way, that's Dr. Zoanne's husband. And I couldn't believe it. But you get that all the time, right? That people have no idea. A lot of people don't know.
That's true. That's very true. We kind of travel in some of the same worlds, but a lot of the time we're in completely different worlds, because he's much more intensive care unit and heart failure and heart transplant, and I'm much more cancer. But we share some patients, and we certainly share consultants who then say, especially the young doctors, you're married to him? I'm like, yeah.
Now, this may surprise people, too. When we think of people who work together, you picture them having lunch together, seeing each other in the halls, high-fiving, whatever. You didn't even know where his office is, right?
That's a little embarrassing, but it's totally true. I know it's in Texas Children's, the largest children's hospital in the country, but exactly where it is, I'm a little confused.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's true, and so we don't see each other very much within the hospital. I actually do know where her office is, but I don't get by there very often.
Right. Well, we did a story earlier today, and it made us think about you because it was talking about people really choosing to be single now because they want to put their careers first. You were the perfect example of getting that formula of being able to have a high-profile career and a very successful marriage. What do you think is the key to your success?
You know, personally, I think it's the fact that we both accept how important our jobs are to us. And that doesn't mean that my job is more important than he is. It just means my job is a huge priority in my life. And I have a lot of people that depend on me, and so does he. And we can work our worlds in there, but not sacrifice those families who really depend on us.
How do you pull it off?
Well, I think that's true. Having separate checking accounts doesn't hurt, you know.
And credit cards.
Yeah, but seriously, it's just a recognition of priorities a little bit, and it's not to say that our marriage isn't a priority, but sometimes other issues come first, and neither one of us gets really jealous or upset about that fact.
Well, and you also have a nice cabin in the woods that you can get away from everything, right? Really spend quality time together. Has that made a big difference?
My dad told me, he said, when we bought the place, he at the time he said, this will add 20 years to your life. So, yeah.
And it sounds like it sure has. Well, thank you for being here, for sharing your beautiful love story, successful careers, and you do so much. You've truly made such a difference in countless lives, not only in the greater Houston area, but people who come from all over the world to get your state-of-the-art care. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Happy Valentine's Day to you both. I hope that you can share some chocolates or something later and enjoy each other.
Very good. Well, I'm sure we will.
Thanks again.